You know, will there be life after Google? It almost sounds like a joke, but seriously, the Google people do not believe that there will be life after Google. Their vision of AI usurping human minds really represents what I call an eschaton, a final thing, an eschatological vision. They believe that AI will achieve what my friend Ray Kurzweil calls a singularity, when it will attain capabilities far beyond human minds, and thus be able to reproduce itself and project itself into the universe and seed the universe with a cascade of ever more intelligent machines, thus kind of propagating human life into throughout the universe. And since many of the people at Google, most of them probably, believe in multiple parallel universes, infinite multiple parallel universes, which Bob debunked beautifully earlier today. Maybe he'll want to tell us how but infinite, which is a preposterous view, but these AI machines will multiply on into the universe. And Larry Page and Sergey Brin and Ray Kurzweil and all these singularitarians can fly off to a nearby planet with Elon Musk, leaving the rest of us back on beaches in the United States collecting guaranteed annual income. And thus, this is sort of the eschaton of the Google era. And I think this mistake is really exactly parallels the mistake of Karl Marx. What Karl Marx essentially said was that the great machines of the industrial era, the turbines and looms and beginnings of electricity, all these railroads and that characterized the industrial era, was an eschaton. It was a final thing. It represented the human solution for all time of the productivity problem. And as a result of that, in the future, and this is Marxism, that the only issue will not be creating new wealth, but distributing existing wealth fairly to all the various classes in the society. And he actually had the retire to the beach image too. He wrote a sort of dream about how this productivity problem having been solved, people will be able to follow the life of a country squire in Britain. And early in the morning, they can raise their goats if they want, and in the middle of the morning, they can write poems, and in the afternoon, they can go fishing. And he had this whole idyllic life of the country squire in England that would be accessible to everybody as a result of the Industrial Revolution. And this is exactly what Google is saying. Google's saying that now that we have machine learning and artificial intelligence and robotics and biotech and search galore and solutions, all these new technologies are our final thing. And they permanently solve the problem of human productivity, and we all can retire, while a few of elite people rule the world. It's a winner-take-all technology for a winner-take-all universe, because these machines reproducing themselves seed a whole new intelligent universe. And isn't it ridiculous? I mean, it really is ridiculous. And I at times get patient hearing people respond to these arguments. I mean, they really are completely absurd. Do human beings get employed because they're unproductive? Is that why you guys hire people? AI will make human beings more productive. That will make human beings more employable. And AI will generate profit, will generate the very capital that can endow new work. This is what technology has always done, and it's no different today at all. It may be slowing down a bit. I may disagree with some of the projections that technology's accelerated massively. I don't believe it has. I think that the gains of computer science today are not more impressive than the gains of computer science when I started writing about Bob Noyce and Gordon Moore and Carver Mead at Intel in my book Microcosm years ago. The quantum era in economics and technology was the subtitle of Microcosm. And it was already the quantum era. What the microchip in it did was show that it was possible to manipulate matter from the inside using the insights of quantum theory. That matter wasn't something that you pushed and pulled from outside or bore on your back like Atlas up the mountain, or Sisyphus pushing the boulder up the mountain. Whatever it is, matter could be manipulated from internally according to the rules of quantum theory, and amazing magical micro machines and nano machines could be engineered. This was the great breakthrough, and I don't think it's being exceeded by what I see in artificial intelligence. I think that I'm delighted to hear that millions of jobs are being destroyed. That is terrific. It's always but the fact is that the destruction
what
of
do you
jobs,
mean by that? Okay, yeah.
Of jobs has slowed down. It's slowed down. And we actually have quite a stagnant economy in many ways today. We're all pleased with the stock market rise, but we've failed to mention that the stock market is only half the size in the number of public companies as it was 20 years ago. The number of IPOs, initial public offerings, has dropped 90%. Students across the country laboring under the burdens of an idiotic student loan program are opting out of enterprise, opting out of entrepreneurship, and adopting new Marxist fantasies. So I think that almost everything in the Google philosophy is wrong, and my book also addresses the Google business strategy, which is to give away most of its products for free to collect data, and then pay for it with advertisements that nobody wants to see, that are value subtracted, that aren't ads, they're minuses, and that's and that's, or even mines, and that's what. So I think that a lot of the things you read aren't exactly true, and I think the Walter Bradley Center here, and it was great here in Walter, it is just an inspiring speech and story of how actually understanding science gives you new hope and new vision and a new understanding of the universe, where human beings are creative in the image of their creator. And the materialist superstition that we're just random products of an evolutionary process is completely misconceived and obtuse. And so I think this is a hierarchical universe, and I think the Bradley Center is a great way to illuminate this hierarchical universe. Thank you.
Thank you, George.